You ain't never seen a man turn leg gold with his hands. You ain't never seen a man get a queen wet with a glance. Water turn wine, whole wide world mine in my mind. In and out of time, my light shine bright for the blind. Something about the way I do it. 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 Said I'm gonna be a millionaire soon, but I already knew it. I'ma that the bullets fluid. All this winning therapeutic. Something about the way I do it. Something about the way I do it. They be trying to drain my energy up with the battery is not included. Women trying to be recruited. Let them do it, then I bought it. What is cute, then she falling. Something about the way I do it. I remember playing ring around the rosy. Now I got a pocket full of OZs. Water dollars, wallet full of old cheese. Got a Glock, a cock and pop a police. Block a boom, shaka lock up. Bada shot him while he rock a rosary. Got your mama watching out the nose, please. Sloppy toppy.
Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Underground Railroad Productions. This your host, Brother Rich, aka Black Magik, out here on 125th with the family, with the people. Red and blue, purple like Prince. What's happening?
What's good, family? Peace, you and yours, Brother Blue, Portland live and direct. We in the building.
Yeah, Brother Red in the building. You done
finally found them.
Scorpion King.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so like I said, we in Harlem, man. As y'all can see, we out here with the people.
Out here.
The brothers out here, we out here having a good time. I just passed by Magic Johnson there. They said Black Panther made over $1 billion in 26 days. That's amazing.
Billy.
Yeah, that's amazing. But
no, you know what's amazing? The 26 days has passed and it's felt like 6. That's what's amazing.
Yeah.
They like it made 20. When I read 26 days, I was like, I saw this the day before it came out. Are you telling me?
It's been 26.
It's been 26 days.
Time go by that fast, man.
In the quickening.
The
like
quickening.
Said.
Yeah.
And a little Alexander video. That was a good one.
Indeed. So check it out, man. The #1 trending topic out right now.
Whoa.
I want you guys to give me your opinion. Bruno Mars is a cultural appropriator.
Bruno Mars is an Ashkenazi. Let's cut. Right,
I mean, and then everybody's Wikipedia. People on Instagram is posting things saying that his father was an Ashkenazi Jew, and
it's on Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're posting it. But explain to me what's going on,
Is
so I can be.
Vlad not a Ashkenazi?
It's half of the record industry,
not
banking
Ashkenazi?
industry. Are you gonna stop going to Bank of America?
Was Leo Cohen an Ashkenazi?
Yeah, was he not an Ashkenazi Mossad? But Blue will explain the context of what's going on.
I caught on to the conversation. It was, the #1 trending topic. I couldn't get away from it. It was on my timeline. Everywhere that I went, they was engaged with a conversation that took place on a website called Grapevine. They composed a panel of bloggers and stuff. It looked like Black Twitter. Yeah.
In the flesh.
And we got the chance to see Black Twitter in the flesh. And these people were very unapologetic towards trying to minimize the talent and the success of Bruno Mars, to say that he was a cultural appropriator. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Did they use the term vulture, or did they
use
specifically?
They used the term vulture. They was juxtaposing 2 terms.
Yeah.
One was cultural appreciation and cultural appropriation.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And those are 2 different terms that have different extremes attached to them.
Fact.
So the appreciation, yes, the appreciation aspect of it is as a fan of the music, right? Mm-hmm. Because as artistry, we pride ourselves almost exclusively on saying, look, we know who we are, you know what I'm saying? We have the rhythm of the planet, and people dance to the drummer's beat, right? Mm-hmm. That's what makes our music so viable and such a international export, is that, you know what I'm saying? We got sauce as a people.
Drip.
Right?
Yeah.
We got that drip. So now they're trying to police who's influenced by the drip or the sauce.
They're trying to police the sauce.
They're trying to police the sauce.
Yeah.
Police the sauce.
Yeah.
So
you know what I mean?
the issue at hand that people are bringing up is that, the brother makes music that is not exclusive to his cultural origins. Mm-hmm. Hold that, because we're going to revisit that topic very soon, right? That are not exclusive to his cultural origins, and they're saying that he doesn't do enough exclusive creation of material to say, look, I'm standing on something that's genuinely mine. They're saying that a lot of his music is rehashes of old music that we've seen. A lot of his dances are rehashes of, you know, the New Jack Swing, the guys of the world, and this, that, and the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, they was making this attempt to reduce his contribution to the genre. And I don't know if it was brought about by the current hash of Grammy Awards that this brother received in light of the fact that,
right.
yeah,
Of course,
you
it's
know,
the fallout.
some of our iconic figures did not, you know what I'm saying, get the nods that many people felt that they deserved.
It was definitely a fallout.
Is it Kendrick blowback?
It's a Kendrick Grammy blowback, and as a result of the blowback, somebody might have went to another blog and said what I just said. Yo, bro is an Ashkenazi, we gotta talk, right? Because that blew me away, I didn't even know. And they basically are putting him in people's court, a court of public opinion, for the charge of being what is known as a culture vulture. And you may not think that holds any weight, and that might not mean anything to you that is watching and whatnot, but I think that holds a lot of weight inside of this industry and this current day environment and whatnot, especially the fact that this is one of the #1 trending stories on social media.
But
so
is it an example like we have the term when keeping it real goes wrong? Is this like when keeping it woke goes wrong?
When keeping it woke goes wrong? I like that. I think we might have to coin a new phrase. We were going with fake Negro outrage. We might have to retire that jersey.
Yeah.
When keeping it woke goes wrong. You feel me? There's definitely an argument that one can have that would say this is fake Negro outrage when keeping it woke goes wrong and niggas in their feelings, okay?
Yeah, because it was a very emotional broadcast. Those people came like they had an axe to grind or something. They was in their feelings.
Yeah.
We're talking about somebody who puts out pure vibrational, high vibrational music at the end of the day in the sea of toxicity.
In the sea
you know
of
what I'm saying? In the sea of toxicity. He is the only, like, before I didn't even know that he was the person behind certain songs that was my favorite songs. I used to turn the radio on and look for these songs because of how they made me feel.
Facts.
You feel me? And I was like, yo, this is a throwback to the old days. Somebody had the nerve to dip into the recipe, you dig what I'm saying? And was brave enough to go against this industry that seems content to keep that sound out of rotation. You dig what I'm saying?
Facts.
I grew up on the Leverts to the world. Ohio players and things of that nature. So to hear somebody that was singing and they had a bebop, doo-wop type of situation going on, and the brother had choreography put into all of his videos, and he was always supported by a melanated cast, I could not understand what the conversation taking place was all about. You know what I'm saying? I could not understand why they were slandering this young man who pays homage to the greats. You understand?
Facts.
His demonstration is always paying homage. He's not a Justin Timberlake.
Facts.
He's not a Justin Bieber.
He's not a
Justin.
Yeah, he's not a Bieber.
Okay? So, what is the controversy? Like, if we are influencing the world and this is what we know that we're doing, these are our children. You keep saying it. But when your children come home and they look for a place at the table, you're not giving it to them. You're creating Ashkenazi killmongers.
On that note.
So, my question would be, you know, in this music industry where people recreate sounds, right? Where people reinvent the remix, right? When people basically, like you said, if they're attached to the culture, they are tasked with producing material that's going to be above average, that the culture is kicking out because, like we just read, this brother is not necessarily fully, you know what I mean? He's not he's not he's like a second cousin. He's not straight out of the family. So he has to work even double time, right? I'm assuming to please an audience that he's basically catering to. He's not catering to a European pop audience, even though the music is pop music. His initial target audience, where he started out on radio initially was urban. I saw an interview with CeeLo. CeeLo was even talking about when he was working on the FU record. I don't know what record Bruno Mars wrote.
FU?
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
So as a writer, right? As a ghostwriter, right? You know what I'm saying? As somebody who is very talented and apparently and obviously not only knows the music, right? Like Blue said, in this day and time where everything is so cookie cutter and microwavable, he does represent a breath of fresh air. Even if he's rehashing older sounds,
what are we talking
why
about?
not give you the 90s living color sound in a day and time when the average pop artist or the average R&B artist is talking about skeeting with your girl
and eating your booty
and eating groceries? Like,
they
what
can't
are you talking
even
about?
find a sound that's viable. It sounds trash. They got auto tunes on R&B music.
Facts.
What are we talking about here? He is a classical trained musician. And when I'm saying classically trained, I'm saying to my ear, if I'm listening to an artist in 2018 and he sounds like an artist from the 50s or the 60s, that's classical to me because he's a throwback. Like, wow, you can exist in this space and be at the top of your game and operate at such a level. He's a hit machine with back to back to back to back to back hits. What are we talking about here? Y'all have too much time on your hands.
Let me ask you, I seen when I first heard about it today, a YouTube page, I think it's called 7,000 views or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I want to give them a shout out because I seen it on their site. They posted a Twitter exchange between Tariq Nasheed, and I guess he did a video about it, and this female I guess she did a video about it as well. She's the one calling
on the panel.
Yeah, she was calling Bruno Mars a culture appropriator.
Yeah.
And I guess Tariq brought up that she you know, she's known to sleep around with men of different races.
Yeah.
So what I want to ask you, they have the term bedwetch. So what I want to ask you is that, do you think there's a double standard where if a brother's conscious, Nate Parker, or I think that's him, and he has a white wife, but he brings us a movie, Michael B, and he brings us and he does something pro-black, we respect him, honor him, and we say that that's his personal business. We're not worrying about his white wife. But when it's a sister and she says something pro-black, but she got a white man by her side, we look at it with a disgust that we don't look at it for when it's, you know, our gender dating the opposite sex. Do you think there's a double standard there?
Look, if a white boy is out here winch pressing you, I don't want to hear about nothing, okay? I'm just saying.
But did you supported the Nat Turner movie though, right? So you didn't get mad at.
And I would, if I saw a Nat rollerblading through Harlem with his Becky, you know what I mean? I would have something to say about that too. Nobody is throwing him. He's not getting a ticker tape parade for coming through here with a snow bunny. Nobody cares about that. All right. So I understand the double standard that exists. You feel what I'm saying? There's definitely a double standard that I do believe that black men get more disgusted with seeing black women with white men than black women may get. I don't know. They might be completely disagreeing with me that, oh, what are you talking about, brother? We hate seeing that. That hurts our heart. Yeah, well, I guess we're in a competition and in a race to see who heart hurts the most, right? I'm never gonna take away the pain that y'all feel when y'all see a brother walking down the block with a snow bunny. I'm not taking that away. Yes.
Let's be clear. It's more typical for a man to want to control the yoni, right, or the operations of the yoni, than it is for a woman to try to control what a man is out here doing with his phallus. So it's just an extension of, you know, what we consider that quote-unquote natural order of how men participate in this society when it comes to, you know, what women are doing with their yonis and the disgust factor. Because he could not be looking at her for 20 score years. Let her pop up with a snow bunny, then it's his issue all of a sudden. All of a sudden, he's campaigning, he's taking, you know what I mean? He got to pick it up, and he in front of her crib. They got the line, you know what I mean? Like, that's that BS in your life. But while we're talking about the subtleties of race and things of that nature, because this conversation is always going to lead back to that. What is being excluded from the conversation exclusively is the unique aspect of growing up and living in New York. So from his Wikipedia, I read that he spent time in Brooklyn. He was raised in Brooklyn. This conversation also brought up the Cardi B's of the world. You know, these conversations are always being separated from the history of the music genre in which we all exist and coexist in, which is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We're not telling the story as it should be told. You know, as residents of New York City,
who were here in the beginning,
like,
who know the makeup of the pioneers of this culture.
Pioneers of the culture. You can't exclude Puerto Ricans from it.
You cannot.
You can't even technically exclude Jews from it.
You cannot.
You can't.
You can't.
You can try, but you can't.
You cannot.
And if you're not from here, you don't know your history, please do some research before you get in the comments and get in your feelings, right? And then for everyone else that continuously keeps trying to tell people and giving them cultural lessons about Puerto Ricans are black, Dominicans are black, you need to know your history, this, that, and the other. But when these situations always pop up and Puerto Ricans are dealing with the music, then they're saying, oh, they're not black. Or let you bring a Puerto Rican home, let you bring a Cardi B home. Why you couldn't find you a sister? But I thought she was black a second ago.
Well, I see what you're alluding to is that if a Puerto Rican does something great in this world, let's say he invents a new version of the cell phone.
You want to claim
black people want to claim him.
Yeah.
But if Red Pill walks into the lecture with a Puerto Rican, everybody gonna say, "Yo, Red, you couldn't find a black sister."
How?
So this,
like he black.
So there's like a hypocrisy going on. So why do we want to claim them but don't claim them at the same time?
I'll let you answer that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the situation with this. They're gauging how is he black enough, and then they're going through his entire genealogical chart to say, well, he's half Puerto Rican and he's half this, which means he can only be 1/54th black because he's Puerto Rican, but because he has an Ashkenazi father, that excludes that and cancels that out. Like, you know, and then they're not even going into the whole aspect of the Hawaiian background, so you don't even know your history as it pertains to the Polynesian Islands, okay? In the Pacifics. So it's again, this is Black Twitter. What is black at the end of the day? Because we need to talk about that. And until we could get some sort of understanding as to what are these terms that you're making reference to, what is black music? You know what I'm saying? What is black? What the hell is Black Twitter? You feel me? We can't get to the underlying reality of whether what they're saying has any validity or not. Because we live in a society that's an impressionable one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everybody's a customer. Everybody's influenced by the rhythm. Everybody's touched in a particular way, and everybody has to pay homage because we have found out there is no other music here but quote unquote black music. You dig what I'm saying? The Negro experience in America is exclusively one that has been told through music amongst anything else. So it has influenced and it has touched people in a unique way in which they take that and they combine it with their experience and they give it back to us. You know, they made reference to the little children in the Philippines who have almost cloned black music exclusively, right? Mm-hmm. And they give it back to us. You know what I mean? Never speaking about the melanated aspect of, or the indigenous aboriginal origins of the Philippines, the Moorish roots of them. So these are people who don't know their history to begin with, who are only dealing with this myopic view of who we are based on titles and all this craziness. And these are the people sitting up here telling you about music. Get the hell out of here.
So if hip hop is considered pop culture, right? And Bruno Mars exists within the genre of pop culture, he's participating in that field, so his music is sounding the way that it does on purpose, right? Because he's attempting to, you know, speak to the top 40 audience and whatnot, and he's aware of the fact that this culture is pop culture.
He's appealing to a demographic, a desired demographic. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to cry when, you know, people actually execute with a plan and the shit actually succeeds.
And it works.
And it works, and then they want to cry.
And
oh, but how could you? And he's doing this and he's doing that. And I'm like, it just, at the end of the day, like, we just cry over everything. You know what I'm saying? We just whining for each and everything. And like, there's no conclusion to this. You don't have an answer. Like, there's nothing, you can't push an off button. You dig what I'm saying? So, I don't even get what all the fanfare is about. You making all of that ruckus to do what? To knock his fan base? You're gonna garner him even more of a fan base at the end of the day. His support is gonna grow stronger. You dig what I'm saying? His support is gonna grow stronger because he's actually an extremely talented artist.
Facts.
In a day and time, yeah, when there are not a lot of extremely talented artists out here. You dig what I'm saying? Now, whether you wanna, the better conversation should have been, you know, just the changing face of music, period, across all genres, especially hip hop. You know what I mean? It's getting lighter, and it's getting lighter, and it's getting lighter, and it's getting lighter. You know what I'm saying?
The top 3 artists, Lil Pump, Tekashi 6ix9ine, and Cardi B, right? 2 Mexicans and 1 Puerto Rican who have fully embraced your culture to the point that if you even try to act like, oh nah, they not down with us, they not a part of the culture, oh he got rainbow hair, look.
Yo, my nigga, that's your culture.
Nigga.
Okay?
That's your culture, okay?
That's your culture.
That is your culture. Face tats, rainbow hair, rainbow fronts, all of the outlandishness.
All that goofy shit.
All that spectacle shit. Take that goofy shit off, you embarrassing us. That's your culture, my nigga. Okay? That is your culture. That's yours. You gotta own that.
You are a walking caricature on the planet, my nigga, whether you get it or not. That's what this shit looks like, Lampoon.
Facts.
The CB4, come alive. That's your culture though. You allowed this.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody coming here with, you know what I'm saying, with their biscuits out and forced this upon you. You allowed it by giving so many passes to this is what you got. You gave so many passes till you got an Eminem, right? Everything been downhill since then. Why are you acting so stupid? I don't get this, yo.
Yeah.
And it just shows your lack of coherence with everything else that you catching L's with. You feel me? We don't have no trajectory, no timeline about how we got to these places that we got to. People just woke up one day and act as if, yeah, you just want to be reactionary as if these things just happened. No, it didn't happen.
Rock and roll.
This, you know, many steps led us here, exactly. Same thing happened with rock and roll. Same thing happened with hip hop. If you're pitching to somebody for them to be your customer base, then you have a cross-cultural program going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I told you from day one, hip hop is the embodiment of integration. Once they open up the house and let your ass in, that's the music that became expressed afterwards, all right? You got into a burning house, you had to get into the basement because the shit was burning, you found you a booth, you started making music, right? About all of the shit that was upstairs, even though it was burning, the shit was shiny, and you was talking about it because prior to this, you didn't have access to it, and now you was fascinated by it, and the white boys got to the place where you just left, and they set up shop and bossed up. That's what happened.
K-pop.
Blue been in the zone lately. Blue been in the zone lately, man.
Killing them.
What drugs you doing, man?
He on the Adderall.
I'm messing with you.
Look, K-pop.
That was fire.
Killing them.
I'm just saying.
Going into Germany and all of these places in Europe. Hip hop is there. You know what I'm saying?
Are you crazy?
The UK, man's not hot. Like, it's everywhere. It's being, so to say cultural appropriation and culture vulture, like, I get it, I understand, but I don't necessarily think we could tag a few, that tag. Hip-hop. You can't throw that around and tag everybody with that. I'm personally saying that I don't necessarily stand on the square that Bruno Mars is a culture vulture. Not a vulture. I won't use the term vulture when I mention Bruno Mars. Would Kim Kardashian and them, and you know, would Vanilla Ice and, you know what I'm saying, people, would even Post Malone qualify? Yeah, some of the shit that came out of his mouth shows me that he has no respect for the culture as it stands.
Right.
Like,
with Little Xan.
Yeah, some of these young, the Luls and whatnot, the short bus rappers, yeah, they may be vultures and misappropriating the culture and whatnot, but the people who are on wax, you know, because a culture eats off of a carcass, so any artist that's out here basically feeding off of the carcass of a dead people or a zombie-like people, like a vulture naturally does, those are your culture vultures. So these little niggas out here talking about popping pills and lean and selling box and all of that, yeah, those would be vultures before somebody that came along with some feel-good music. Because a vulture is eating off of a carcass. So you got artists that see the poor conditions that people who are perishing for a lack of knowledge are in, and they make music talking about, yo, I'm just reflecting the shit that I see. Well, goddamn it, you're making it even worse. You know what I'm saying? You're making it even worse. You're becoming a vulture feeding off of your people. So look, I don't respect people who make a living that eat off of the weakness and you know, those are the people that say, well, I had to sell crack to my man's mama because somebody was gonna do it. You're eating off of dead people. You're eating off of the dead. You're feeding off of zombies. You're the culture vulture. You know what I'm saying?
I remember I went to album release party. To this day, it was one of the most lit parties I have ever been to. And it was a full industry bash. Everybody in the industry came out to laud this individual into the music industry, or to the American music industry at this time. And that was Amy Winehouse's album release. This had to be like maybe 06, 07, one of them years. It was back in, you know what I mean? Yo, they loved that lady, son. And I'm talking about everybody in the industry was rooting for her. You feel me? Would you call her culturally appropriating or culture vulture? She got every pass imaginable to do what she did. Adele gets every pass imaginable to do what she does. Sisters love her. You dig what I'm saying?
You weirdos like Ed Sheeran and them. Like,
yeah, y'all like the Ed Sheeran and what's the other dude?
Smith.
Sam Smith and all of them. Y'all
like
look at all of them, all
of
them American Idol shows and all of that shit y'all sending up, rooting for these fucking fruity dudes who's clearly not your people, if that's the game that you want to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what are we here talking about, right? What are we here talking about? I don't understand. They making a ruckus over nothing. You know what I mean? That dude actually is bringing something to the table, and what a person's supposed to do when it comes to a generational appreciation for a genre of music, you're supposed to take that, update it, and make it available for the youth now, so they can take it. So he's giving because the youth is into dancing, the youth is into colorful shit, you know what I'm saying? The youth is into the glitch and all of that.
And the feel
good.
So the
feel good, now that the youth know about living color. Your ass wasn't making them mindful about living color and things of that nature. You know what I mean? He came here to the Apollo and did his special. You feel me? I don't even see too many of our artists coming back and doing anything in Harlem like that. And not only has he done that, I don't think that he needs to do that. You feel me?
Indeed.
Like, Son is a superstar on a global level. He can make ballads and pop music and not appeal to a melanated demographic. He's keeping the funk alive. That's not rock when the fucking genre has been abandoned.
They abandoned
it. You
it.
abandoned it, man.
Yeah, you abandoned it.
Come on now.
Yo, leave your contact information for the people to get at y'all, man.
I'm not finished with these. Nah. Look,
Bruno,
and I ain't on Twitter.
Bruno at Mars.
Yeah. At Blue Pillar 44. That's on IG, all right? Blue Pillar 44 at Gmail if you need to shoot me an email. You know what I'm saying? They need to put that panel back together and bring us on. You dig what I'm saying? Let's do that. You dig? And Tyreek, we can bring Tyreek with us. All right, peace.
Facts. All right, Red Patreon /Red Pillar 1.
Hey. Yeah. Black Magic. Hey. You ain't never seen a man turn leg gold with his hands. You ain't never seen a man get a queen wet with a glance. Water turn wine, whole wide world mine in my mind. In and out of time, my light shine bright for the blind. Something about the way I do it. 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 Said I'm gonna be a millionaire soon, but I already knew it. I'ma that the bullets fluid. All this winning therapeutic. Something about the way I do it. Something about the way I do it. They be trying to drain my energy up with the battery is not included. Women trying to be recruited. Let them do it, then I bought it. What is cute, then she folded. Something about the way I do it. I remember playing ring around the rosy. Now I got a pocket full of OZs. Water dollars, wallet full of old cheese. Got a Glock, a cock and pop a police. Block a boom, shaka laka, bada shot him while he rock a rosary. Got your mama watching out the nosebleed. Sloppy toppy.